Check. Well, Lincoln Drink 003 went off with a bang last night. Had some interesting conversations. Thank you to our partners, obviously, at Finnegans, the Social Butterflies, the Stationary Astronauts. We did it again. Oh boy, Aerosol Paintball, thank you for the hookup. Yumwin at Lotus Maple Grove, thank you. You made a couple couples day. They're going to come enjoy some phenomenal cuisine. Jenna Redfield, shout out to her. I finally got to meet her. She is the curator for Twin Cities Collective, basically an incubator for the Twin Cities for entrepreneurs, movers, shakers, business owners. Aligns so well with what we're doing at Lincoln Drink. It was an honor to be able to sit down with her. We're going to be doing a podcast together here in the near future. I'm excited for that. Thank you to Dustin Coda at Peachy CBD. Had some giveaways, and we're going to be doing some more giveaways with him. He's also who I'm doing the Prof in Eau Claire show with. That is April 12th, so make sure you look it up, Prof in Eau Claire. April 12th, you'll find the ticket link. Go get some tickets. That one's selling out. March 22nd is already sold out in Rochester. As well as Ohm Brewers. This is a very cool experience, kicking off June 8th. It's beer plus yoga plus brewery. And it was an honor to meet them last night. They were there. It's just so cool, man. The collective that we've brought together and the minds we're bringing together. We had people flying up from, our boy Finnegan flew up from Florida last night to come to Lincoln Drink at Finnegans. What an honor. We are truly reaching the masses, and it's a breath of fresh air in the game of social networking. Our motto is leave your business cards at home. Bring your Instagram handle. And that's really what we do. We just roll in and find us on IG, find everyone on IG, and let's connect. Let's really do it, because everyone knows where the business card leads. It leads to you're putting a phone number in your phone eventually, and you are finding people on their social media platforms. And that's what we do. Jackson from Fingerprint, he was our last interview. You might have heard him on Lincoln Drink 001 as well. He is my woodworker. He does a lot of my woodworking, my corporate gifts as well. Jackson at Fingerprint, beast. But anyways, Jackson brought these. He basically trumped anyone who ever wants to provide business cards at a networking event. Jackson with Fingerprint trumped that. He brought custom wooden Fingerprint. Jackson, oh my gosh. That dude is on another level. He's got this CNC printer, this laser printer, that he is able to make sick business cards with, corporate gifts. Look him up. I lost the opening interview with Linda, the CEO of Finnegans. We actually recorded over it. Typically during these live podcasts, I don't shut my recorder off, and I shut it off because I knew there was going to be a break, because we tapped into Linda prior to the event starting. So I shut my recorder off so the batteries didn't die. And then I came back and I didn't start a new session. And I recorded over it. She told an incredible story about how Finnegans came to be and her mission. And I'm going to, as an honorary interview, we're going to bring her back on, do a full interview with the founder of Finnegans, because I think we can confidently say, Brandon and I spoke last night after the event, that we are going to not move Lincoln Drink around in the Twin Cities. We will take it national. You'll be hearing more about that as we kind of refine our blueprint of what we do. We always bring, obviously, film crews, do sweet recaps. Our promotion game is on point. We're filling up the room more and more. But we're going to stay at Finnegans. That's the move. The team there is just too supportive. The atmosphere is too incredible. Thank you to my Fiddlehead family down in Rochester for introducing us and for really being the glue piece to what this thing is becoming. because this is the next wave of networking. We are really coming together as a collective and working to kind of push the boundaries of how we make connections. Because I know just cliche networking events, cards and coffee, and nothing against them. They all serve their purpose. But cards and cocktails, it's played out. And it got surprisingly played out quicker than what I thought it might. Maybe it's just kind of certain cities just aren't meant for the next wave, but I really think the Twin Cities is ready, and we're so lucky to be able to provide that to the young movers and shakers of the Twin Cities, Western Wisconsin, Rochester, St. Cloud, Duluth. We've got some big announcements coming up. So plan on the first Tuesday every other month, Lincoln Drink at Finnegans. I hope you guys enjoy this installment of Lincoln Drink. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.
And I'm gonna be high as a fucking man.
And now, the stationary astronaut.
Get it up there. Lincoln Drink 003. This is the precast in a nutshell. This is just the four amigos being weird. We got Joe over there telling us that, and you're 20 years old, Joe? You're not going to let anyone in if they don't sign up?
Everyone needs to download their ticket.
Yeah.
It's not that hard of an ask. I'm out here giving like over $500 worth of free shit to just download a ticket to an event where you're going to meet someone who's going to change your life. Yep. I don't think that's that much of an ask.
How do you feel about kind of what we've been pushing, where it's like not your average networking event, leave your business cards at home, bring your Instagram handle?
Bro, it is. I don't even like calling it a networking event, because all we're doing here with Lincoln Drink is curating all the bullshit from people who are actually making moves, and we're putting them in the same room. We have connected with so many different people through Instagram, through Facebook. I mean, you have a following, I have a following. A lot of other people at Lincoln Drink have a following. I'm just trying to connect them all in the same room, because I have homies who are homies with some of my other homies that they've never even met, and they just talk on Instagram. They all actually meet at Lincoln Drink.
That's the cool thing is it's like all these worlds they collide. So like tonight, man, we're going to have different various influencers who haven't even met each other yet. And they get to come and then watch their 12,000 followers turn into, 20,000 by the next Lincoln Drink event.
But it's not even about that, bro. Like, I don't have 12,000 followers. I have 2,000 followers on Instagram. But the people that How many
did you get after All-Star Weekend? I know you racked some up, bro.
I got like 100. No, for real. Like, I actually did only get like 100. But it's like, Lincoln Drink is not even about like having a following. When I say that, people assume like, 20, 30, 50,000 followers. It's literally about like, bro, if you have a crew of movers and shakers and you got 10 people following you and they talk to you and you can bounce ideas off of it, like that's what happens here. I'm not pronouncing people to come to Lincoln Drink and you're going to blow up your Instagram. I'm pronouncing that you come into Lincoln Drink, you're going to meet someone who you're just like, damn, why aren't there more people like us out in the world that I've connected with?
Yeah, there's, even since the last one, moves have been made on the outside. And that's kind of the cool thing, because if you go to like a cliche cards and coffee or a cliche coffees and cocktails, bro, cards and cocktails, you go to these, right? And you might get a card. Dude, the people aren't following up with action. When people come to these, they follow it up with action, which is the game changer in my eyes when it comes to a networking event. Because, bro, they're played out.
They're so played out, bro. And here's the thing about networking events is most people go there with the intention of making a sale. And that's why networking events don't necessarily work, because when you get home, you get those 5 emails where it's like, hey, I just want to learn your story. I'm a financial advisor. And nothing to rip on financial advisors. Like, I have a strong financial team in my circle, but like that's all you hear at every networking event is I sell insurance, I sell this, I sell that. With Lincoln Drink, it's literally like, hey, I got a beer, you got a beer, like what do you do for work? What are your goals? Like, if you could, I always ask people when I meet people here at Lincoln Drink, it's like, if you could do anything in the world, regardless of the money, perfect work-life balance, all your dreams fulfilled, what would you do? And most people don't even know the answer to that, which is actually kind of sad. Yep. But like that's the kind of mindset that you're going to get hit with when you walk into Lincoln Drink, but it's also going to feel like you're walking in and homies are just hanging out.
There's always something that happens when you surround yourself with other movers and shakers. You either are motivated to become a mover and shaker, because let's be honest, there are still people who come here who haven't made it yet. They're trying to get there. And these connections that they're making out of these events, man, it's kind of like, it's something that I wish I had when I was a young 19-year-old, young 20-year-old, 21-year-old.
Bro, a free event to go meet people who are doing videos for Shaq's Funhouse, are out at NBA All-Star Weekend, that brought Gary Vaynerchuk to Rochester, Minnesota. To have a free event to go pick their brain, and they're saying, hey, come pick my brain. No one's doing that. That's why with 3 installments of Lincoln Drink, and we're still trying to figure out what's really working. Like, bro, it's growing fast, and I'm getting flagged down. It's like, hey, what's that Lincoln Drink thing? And it's like, you can't even sit there and explain it. It's like, come to the next one. You literally have to be here to understand like what's actually going on.
I think we're showing the importance of providing value.
Exactly.
And it's not to just venue spaces, because we're going to run the numbers after tonight. We're going to blow our expectations out of the water, the number we came up with them.
Right.
I think we're going to over double that, I hope. But on top of that, the value people are being able to grab from one another, because we are in the age of value. And you brought up Gary Vee. Like, Gary Vee has kind of mandated it. Like, no, you're not going to get a response from me if you're not providing value, in a nutshell.
Exactly.
And that's
dude.
how, on a daily basis, I know you and I, me on Facebook, you probably on Instagram, I get just hit up round the clock, dude, please. It's like, listen, it's to the point I have to charge consulting fees now, because I can't even spend the hour on the phone to give you valuable information if, one, I know you're not going to do something with it, and two, you haven't made it yet. You're not providing me value.
Exactly, bro. It's all about providing value. I mean, like you're saying, I get hit up with people like, hey, what do you use to track all your social media analytics? And it's like, why would I just put out that and give you a solid answer of my IP and how I'm building my business? I'll tell you very specific things that most people won't talk about in running a business. But if you're going to ask for like the in-depths, you have to provide value. And the minute that you figured that out, that's how you're going to sit down and figure out how to, if you listen to a podcast and Casey Adams, the 18-year-old who's doing Build Your Empire, if you really want to meet that guy, he is so accessible. You just have to stand out between the 100 other DMs that are popping through his Instagram. That's all you have to do. And it's all about providing value. But like, that's the whole notion of Lincoln Drink, is everyone here is on that same mindset, dude. And if you're not on that mindset, you can come to these events and pick their brain. Don't sit there and ask, how'd you make it? Sit there and ask specific questions on, hey, how did you set up the event to bring Gary Vaynerchuk to Rochester? What was your pitch that made you stand out? It's a very easy question for you to answer, and you're not giving away many secrets, but you're being very straightforward, and you're also teaching someone else who's trying to make moves how to do it. And that's not to say that me and you have all the answers, but here's how we've been doing what we've been doing. How are you doing what you're doing right now so we can advance? Because we're both going to learn regardless if you've done something iconic like that.
Well, you brought it up. The recent example is the value you provided to Mark Brazil, co-founder of Iconic. Can you kind of break that down, bro? Because I was there and I just watched you hit him up like, no, I will provide value to you.
Bro, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. The quote that I've seen, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I saw it and I'm just like, okay, like that's pretty cliche, but it's exactly what it is. I legitimately got lucky that he responded to my DM and he didn't respond for 7 days. He didn't respond for 7 days, but what did I lose by sending him a DM? That's what I don't understand, why people get so caught up in thinking twice. It's like, dude, he's not going to respond to you? Great. It was the same thing that happened before you even thought about even responding to him. That nothing's changed. So if you send a DM and he happens to get back to you, now you got through the wall. You have literally like another percentage of a percentage to get that second one read. So the minute that I shot him a DM, I was just like, hey man, heard your story on this side. I provided instant like headliner. I said, hey, I've done work with Gary Vee. Would love to do work with you. You just got acquired by Gary Vee and Scooter Braun. I think you could utilize a lot of personal content. I'll come out, fly out on my own dime and make a bunch of personal content that you can put on your Instagram. You can use it however you want it. I just want to meet you for one, and I want to provide value to you the minute that I meet you. Sent me his cell phone number and said, send me your Instagram handle, shoot me a text. I'm flying out right now. We're going to connect later. Did he connect me with that next day? Nope. Did I have to shoot 3 DMs afterwards with reasonable time in between them? Not to say that I'm some psycho little fanboy that, like, if he didn't hit me up in the week, hey man, just wanted to give you a response. I really want to provide a ton of value. How does this date look? And I hit him with the date. So now it's easy for him to say yes or no. And it went like that, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then when we flew out to LA over New Year's, because he said, hey, come out, I made it happen. And I turned a 15-minute meeting into an hour meeting. And then when NBA All-Star Weekend came around and his main filmer got sick and couldn't make it, he called some dude from the Midwest, bro. He called some dude from the Midwest, some dude from Minnesota. He's like, hold on, you came from Minnesota to LA to meet me, to provide value to me because you heard my story on a podcast and you didn't just sit there and hear the story and keep it to yourself. I went and 10x that opportunity to try to meet someone that I admired, because why not shoot your shot, bro? Why not shoot your shot? You only have one life to live, dude. That's what people don't understand, is they overthink everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't have all the confidence in the world, but when it comes to doing shit like that, I shoot my shot.
And shooters have short attention span or short memories. So what that
Disagree.
No.
I get what you're saying.
You obsessed over that connection though.
Exactly.
There are people who will take one shot and then if they don't get a reply, they give up on that.
They'll be like, oh, I'm just one of those numbers. It's like, bro, do you want to know how many times I've shot a DM to Drama and I haven't even gotten a response, but I'm working with 2 of his other business partners? You know what I mean? Like, I'm around the circle, but some of the people that I still want to meet, I'm still like nobody, dude. I'm still nobody.
You're finding your angle though.
100%, bro. I love it.
That's what I had to do with Gary Vee. I had to pitch 3 different times and then wait a month. And it was like the most grueling month ever. 100%. It's a month that I lost years of my life during that month. Same thing, like I was there on ground zero with your relationship being built with Mark Brazil, and it was like you had to be obsessed about that connection.
But bro, that's who I am as a person. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve and I let people know exactly what I love, and I won't stop talking about it. And what's interesting about that is, yes, there's multiple different personality types. There's multiple different like types of people out there. But a lot of these people that I'm talking about that I've met, that I resonate with, that really like get my fire going, Mark Brazil, dude, he's the exact same way, bro. I showed him like a little trick on Instagram on how to curate some different pieces of content, and he was obsessed with it. He's like, dude, how do people not know about this? And anyone on my team on the Butterfly, if I find something or if I like make something happen, I don't shut up about it for that full day. Yeah. And I make sure everyone else is excited that I'm excited, because there's good energy in the room. And it's vice versa. If they get excited about something, I want to hype that shit up. You know what I mean?
It's not just your relationship with Mark Brazil. Your relationship with Cole, his partner, has grown as well. Yeah. Can you explain that?
I mean, it's the same thing, dude. Like, and so I relate more to Mark because Mark does all the business and he's puts himself out there. He's very outspoken. But, you know, I've also tried to build a relationship with Cole, and I was with them all All-Star Weekend.
Can you break down for people what Cole does? He's an extremely incredible artist.
Like, if you want to see crazy designs, if you're a sneakerhead, if you are with the culture, you will know who @Cole, Cole, on Instagram is. You might have tried to tag J. Cole saying @Cole, but it's this designer that is incredible. One of my guys on the Butterfly, Ian, he showed me a while back, but dude, this dude's incredible with design. So iconic. Cole does all the design work. Mark does all the business. And those 2 guys with a team of a couple of videographers and some stuff in-house scaled a company to $15 million in 12 months. I don't care what kind of business that is and what they're selling. That's something that I want to pay attention to and be like, okay, how'd you do it? Not to the sense that I'm just going to chase money, but it's like, dude, you found a gap in the market that no one else saw. How'd you attain it? How'd you build it? What were your downfalls? What'd you struggle with? What are you struggling with right now? You know? Because if I can get insight on what someone's struggling with right now at a $15 million company, and I'm 3 years in and I'm at XYZ number, bro, my mind has shifted and I'm thinking in a different perspective than I would be if I didn't meet that person. And that's the only reason why I spend so much time trying to build relationships. I mean, some people might call it clout chasing because there's people out there like that just want to get that Instagram photo. It's like, dude, I'm asking questions. Questions with intention, though.
when you're committed to the come up, nothing gets in your way. A no is more motivation.
But bro, here's the thing. These two guys who are running a $15 million company, it's the same thing that's happening here in Minnesota. It's like everyone's still trying to figure it out, dude. That's the fucking thing, bro. Everyone's still trying to figure it out. They've definitely got something figured out, but there's different. You take everything as a situation. It's like, how can we maximize this? Is this a distraction, or is this going to help lengthen the brand of the identity of what we're trying to build? I mean, everything's a loaded question when you're an entrepreneur. And that's definitely something that I've learned from meeting some of these iconic people, meeting Gary Vaynerchuk. And I'm sure, like, I'm telling my team at the Butterfly right now, it's like, who do we want to scope out next? Not to get super confident and being like, oh, in 2020, we're going to sit down with Drama and XYZ. It's like, okay, let's scope it out. Let's figure out how we can provide value, and let's make it a project. And let's just make it a fun project, because I want to meet this person. You want to meet that person. Now it's a fun goal. Now we're going to work really hard towards it, because it's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit me. It's going to benefit everyone else that's around that situation.
The internet is so cool, because now it's like we're in Los Angeles operating with that mind state. Me and Gary talked about the New York state of mind, how you can have a New York state of mind in the Midwest, and you're kind of an outlier because you're not lagging.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Good. I
know.
want to be that outlier, bro. As much as I do want to
Gets
fit
my
in.
dick hard, dude. It just does.
Oh, don't want to look you in the eye when you say that. I don't want to look you in the eye.
Look me in my
All
eye.
right, it's happening. It's going down right now.
Brandon has a twin.
I do. But what I'm saying is like, dude, I want to be an outlier. As much as I want to fit in and I want people to like me, it's unmatched when people start recognizing you for something that you're going off on your own extremes, sacrificing different pieces of your life to build a brand that no one else sees except for what you're painting in your head. And when somebody acknowledges you for that, and it's a positive way, dude, there is no better feeling. That's why I'm trying to be a part of all these different things that are getting built. Like, Link Drink happened from a conversation. We said, why isn't anyone putting all these people in the same room? You know what I did? I committed to doing it every other month, and I put it out there in the world. So now other people are holding me accountable. This shit has to go on for a while, but it's already growing, and it's going to become something that's going to be going on for a while because we put it out there. Because other people resonate with it. Like, dude, the first one, they were like, that was not a networking event. I came home so motivated and so inspired and so hyped, I couldn't go to bed that night. And it was more than one person that had that same kind of mentality when they did that. And then it doubled. And then it doubled. And then it doubled.
And now it's to the point where the Finnegans, they already see the value, and we haven't even thrown our first one here yet.
It's happening, bro.
I know.
It's happening. And dude, I know you guys are just listening to the audio, but like, dude, if you see the look on my face, I think most people think I'm pretty crazy, but it's just straight passion, dude, because we're literally throwing ideas out into the world, and we execute on probably, not gonna lie, probably 80% of them. But what happens when we do execute and we get these stories of like what's happening behind everything else? It's like, dude, everything else is so in the circle. The minute that you get in that circle, that gray line is a lot thinner than you think. And other doors start opening up the minute you open up that one opportunity. You got to shoot your shot. You know what my line is lately, bro? My line is lately, bro. I've been saying this to university. I told this to my mom. I told this to like people I was talking to because I really like it. It's like, here's the thing. I'm going to put the ball in your court. Are you going to shoot your shot? Or are you going to double dribble?
Dude, that's the corniest shit I've ever heard.
Good. It makes you laugh a little bit because it makes so much sense, dude.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
I can
and
tell
I hate basketball.
You were a hockey player.
I hate basketball. I don't even like sports that much, bro. But the thing is like, we're rocking with it. So
the cool thing that comes out of a beehive energy is honey. And that's kind of what's happening right now.
I like that. I like that bridge. That was a good bridge.
You know what I'm saying? So we're dialed in, Brandon. We're not going to make this just Brandon Polizuk.
This is a separate episode. This is the prequel to the Finnegans Lincoln Drink 003.
Yo, I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too. Just a little hype session. It's like, if you don't want to sit through that full interview without knowing what's actually going on, give this a listen.
Bro, I can only handle 9-minute phone calls with you because when I get off, I'm like, my blood pressure is raised.
Dude,
like, I'm hyped, dog.
Dude, I get mad at myself because I get myself too hyped, bro. I have to control the situation. It's like, okay, am I going to be around people for the next 10 minutes because I got a lot of energy? And sometimes I'm realizing I'm pretty intense.
You are, but the thing is intense people do epic shit.
I'm about that. I'm about that 100%. And that's what I believe in, dude. And that's not everyone's as intense. And that's the thing, bro. Like, this group of people is not just the energy that me and Nick have. Me and Nick are very outspoken. We're very forward facing, but that's not everyone here. There's people who are pretty shy that are absolute killers in their own craft. And that's okay. That's what I'm trying to get across is like, I have a ton of energy. That's where I come at. But I curated this. I was the quiet dude. I was the quiet dude in a room. I never raised my hand in class. Mm-hmm. There's people like that here at Lincoln Drink, and movers and shakers are shaking hands with other movers and shakers, and shit's about to get really real, dude.
You never raised your hand in class?
Never.
Really?
Always second guess myself.
Man.
And it limited me, bro. Because I was the dude that would stay after, and I'd walk back and build a relationship with the teacher and make sure that she knew who I was or he knew who I was, and I was getting my questions answered. But I never spoke in front of people. I never raised my hand in class. I never asked questions in class. I was really fucking quiet, dude.
Really? So how do you think that is translated over with like your relationship with Mark? When you ask a question, do you ask kind of the golden nugget question, or do you hold off?
Now I really voice my opinion, because when I started Butterfly, I started throwing my ideas out there, and I don't even know why I just started throwing my ideas out there, but I started to be like, okay, maybe I am thinking a little bit differently. And so when I started to put my own ideas out there, and they started to either be a positive impact monetarily for the company of the Butterfly, or people were just acknowledging like, hey, that's a good idea. Yeah. And I did that over and over and over and over and over again. And so now when I'm sitting in a meeting, when I'm sitting here and talking about a magazine redesign, and I'm trying to convince the university that they're competing with YouTube, and I'm sitting here in a snapback and ripped jeans, and I'm looking them dead in the eye and making factual information actually make sense, and not just look at it from like some millennials running a social media marketing company. Like, bro, that's when you start to get some real confidence, and you don't take it to your advantage. You don't get cocky with it. It's just like, I'm going to keep providing you value, and you know I'm providing you value, and we both know that this is happening. Let's build a relationship. How can you help me?
You were very patient with your Mankato State University relationship.
Bro, but things are cooking.
I know that.
Because now there's word out that I moved to the cities, and I've heard it from the president. I just interviewed him for another project. They're talking about it. Bro, things are getting moved, and I sat there. Dude, I hit the line, bro. Are you gonna shoot your shot or double dribble? There was a couple of after hours meetings with some of the people that are helping me out, but let's just say like the strategic partnerships meeting is scheduled, but it's for a reason, dude. Because here's the thing. You're not going to find someone that is as passionate about making a university cool. You're really not. And it's kind of weird that I am, that I'm that guy. And the university now realizes that. And I said, here's the thing. You guys could, not dump opportunity on my plate, or we could fuel this fire, and I can now curate people who are going to want to make your brand, the university, that much cooler. And it's going to relate to your goals and your KPIs of how many people you want enrolled, how many people you want signed up for this class. And now they're starting to get a little bit more open-minded, because it's the same thing like an influencer. Like, it doesn't matter what this influencer is posting. If they have 100,000 followers and they're very engaged, they have way more leverage than the university who has 1,200 followers and are just constantly trying to push their message all the time. No one wants to listen to that. So it's bridging the gap between the two markets, and that's essentially what marketing is. It's putting out fires, bridging the gap, and making sure that your message as a business, as a brand, is getting properly distributed to the consumer market. Like, that's all it is. And it's easier said than done.
Stickers if you want one.
Yeah, grab a sticker. Grab a sticker. There's butterfly ones somewhere. I know. I do too.
So, you're now doing their graduation parties, you're doing their parades. Now you're shooting commercials for their freaking hockey team.
There's things moving, dude. There was some papers signed, let's just say that, within the last day.
So then, would you consider, since you jab for so long, this would be your right hook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people, like, here's the thing. Everyone's fighting for retention of talent because everyone's leaving Mankato to go to the cities. Everyone comes to the cities and they're off to Chicago, they're off to LA, they're off to New York, they're off to Portland, they're off to all these cities, right? So as corporations get built, as businesses get built, as brands get built, everyone's looking for, I need that guy, I need that girl. And so everyone's talking about retaining talent. Well, if you don't know how to properly tell your message, if you don't know how to build a brand that someone wants to be a part of, dude, you know how many businesses are going to be around with the internet alone? You know how much competition you're going to have to sit there and fight through to try to get someone's attention to be a part of your brand and how to keep them there? Because people's turnover is increasing. Like my brother's in the tech world and he's had like 6 jobs because everyone else keeps asking him like, hey, I'll pay you this much more. He's like, all right, sounds good. You know what I mean? So when you start to think about that, you start to think of things a little bit differently. So my right hook is like, dude, it's still coming. Like, it's still being curated.
Yeah, I feel like a right hook can really kind of morph into the Incredible Hulk, where it's like, no, I'm not just swinging. I'm swinging for the fences on multiple angles.
But it could be the smallest thing. It could literally be the smallest thing, dude. And that's why I love the butterfly, because the butterfly effect is real. It's literally everything affects everything. One small change could change the course of the world forever.
Growing up, we always heard, hey, don't go for the home run. Hit singles. In the 21st century, how important do you think hitting singles still is?
Bro, I think you got to play your pitch. I think you got to play your pitch. Like, what's the scoreboard right now? Like, do you need a home run? Do you need a confidence boost? Hit a single. Hit a bunt if you need that much of a confidence boost just to get on base, dude. It's just like, you have to look at the pitch. You have to look at the score. You have to take every circumstance as a circumstance, because if you try to cookie cutter what Gary Vee's telling you, if you try to cookie cutter what Nick's telling you, if you try to cookie cutter what I'm saying, what Iconic is saying, you're never gonna figure it out. It's taking everything with a grain of salt, applying it to your life in the best way that you interpret it. And if you're not getting it right, consume more content, whether it's videos, whether it's audiobooks, whether it's podcasts, whether it's books. Like, you haven't had enough perspective. And like, I'm sitting here trying to read as many books. I'm listening to an audiobook at the same time that I'm reading a physical book so that I can consume different perspectives faster.
That's the biggest thing, like taking a step back from a Gary Vee, for instance, where it's like now I just dip into a Gary Vee when I need a specific kind of motivation or advice.
When I need someone yelling in my ear, just telling me like what I should be doing, a little bit of Gary Vee. If I want to hear a real impactful story, I'll probably listen to Short Story Long. If I want to like really like play with my own thoughts, I'll read a hard physical book. Like, it's just finding out what your dosage is. So, like, even yesterday, dude, I had a long-ass day. I looked at Ian. I was like, bro, give me a book recommendation. Like, I need a dosage of something. Like, I'm being negative about my thoughts. I'm not thinking about the positive opportunities here. Find me a dosage of a book and just give it to me. So he gave me a book, and it was all about how to make the most out of every failure. Perfect timing, bro.
Jackie, baby, here's your microphone right here.
Thank you.
The night I met you was the night of 32 under 32. It was the after party.
Yeah.
You were bartending.
Yeah, I was bartending it.
The after party.
Yeah.
And it was at like this condo that they were trying to sell us condos.
Right, yeah, because the apartment just opened up.
And they wouldn't
like,
let us go out by the pool.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Okay, so that night I downloaded your app.
Yeah.
Now it's an app to break down where all the happy hours are in the town.
Right, yeah. So essentially it's a happy hour search engine that you can download the app and it'll show you what's going on near you, but you can also search what's going on around in other cities as well, but primarily Minneapolis and St. Paul. And then like within the Minneapolis St. Paul area, like the specific areas of what the happy hour is, how to get there, and then information on the bar. So it's a really in-depth way to find out what's going on.
Is it partnership based?
It's advertising based. So
Advertising
so the
based.
restaurants pay us a monthly fee to advertise their happy hour since we have 30,000 downloads on our app. So a lot of traffic going to the site and the app for people looking to go out and buy.
And it's called what again?
Thrifty Hipster.
Thrifty Hipster. It's hilarious. I remember when you told me about it, I downloaded it immediately, and then I saw there were some Rochester bars on there. You had Forager on there.
Yeah, Forager Brewing, yep, down south, because they're linked up with our side project,
Okay.
Craft Note. So we wanted to, as part of our side project, if you sign up for Thrifty Hipster, you can be part of our side project for
Okay.
free as well. So,
I got you.
Yeah, we'd like to advertise, the best local places that you can go out and drink.
Now we have these right here. You have a drink passport. This is another one of your side ventures.
Yeah.
So it says Craft Note, Minnesota Craft Notes, a drink passport. Now, volume 3, what did the other 2 volumes look like?
So the other 2 volumes just had different breweries and distilleries in it. We like to
Okay.
come out with a different volume each holiday season. Then we
Okay.
like to feature new breweries and distilleries that are doing really cool things for the craft culture. So essentially, you get the book, you get to go to the breweries and distilleries that we have listed in there. It's a little bit more of an artsy and educational approach. You get to learn about the story. You get to learn about like what makes them cool, what makes them different, and what they recommend. And then you get to bring the passport to the bar. You order whatever beer or cocktail you want, depending if you go to a brewery and distillery, and you get your first drink free. They stamp it, and you get your first drink free. So it's an incentive to try out a bunch of new cool places
Yeah.
and learn what makes them cool, what they've contributed to craft culture. But then you get your full first size sample free, and maybe become a regular there. It's a great date night idea. Bring your friends, and you get to explore.
So, do you deliver the stamps too?
Yeah, we have some Craft Notes stamps that we have them stamp them with. It says Craft Notes drank on it, and so it's fun, it's just a fun thing to include with the clients, and it's fun just seeing our stamp on it as well.
That night I met you, I knew you were such a hustler. I just knew it.
Yeah.
So, like, what else have you been up to?
So we came out. So besides the brewery and distillery passport, around holiday season, we came out with the coffee passport.
Okay.
So like we're really trying to push, through a whole new demographic, the people that can't drink alcohol but love coffee. We wanted to create something that's cool for the coffee lover community. So it's the same idea as the brewery and distillery passport, but we just add some of our favorite coffee shops where you can do the same thing. Get your coffee, get the coffee passport, go to different places, get your first specialty brew, latte free, whatever you want. But, it's a first of its kind within the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and it's a fun way for, more people to drink more coffee and find the hidden gems and such.
With your app, do you have an entertainment part of it where you kind of pinpoint where entertainment will be?
Yeah, so with the Thrifty Hipster app, we also advertise shows, local events at different breweries and distilleries.
Yes.
And I'm starting to get into the music scene more and doing some cross-promoting with some of the downtown scene with music. So kind of new to it, but at the same time, with our following and such, I think it's a good idea to get the word out there of different shows or different hidden gems that are going on through our following and such.
Dude, that's the ultimate look. And I remember, because that was something that I wasn't sure. Do I have your Jack that came with you? Jack Sussman,
Yep.
the beer boss?
Yeah,
that's what you are in my phone.
that's what I
dude.
have in your phone. Yeah.
Dude, the world is so small. I love it so
I know.
much.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you came tonight.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Mariah reached out to me and said, this is what's going on. I said, well, we're a brewery, young professionals. I think this would be a good place to go and meet some people who like to have beers and maybe want to find out another way to explore around the brewery and distillery scene as well.
Is our friends here at
Yeah.
Finnegans, are they in your app?
Yeah. So I'll show you. So we actually have the Craft Notes app. So they're part of the Thrifty Hipster app, but then
Okay.
they're going to be part of our. So we create a mobile app for this. Let's say you forget your craft drinks passport at home. What are you
Yeah.
going to do? We made a mobile app where you can essentially do the same thing, and we're adding Finnegans to our program in around May. But it's like the same idea. Instead of getting your stamp, you just go to the bar and say, "Oh, I want to use my Craft Notes app and redeem whatever beer I want." And they know what to do now. The different breweries and stores. So you just click redeem now, and a screen usually something pops up saying like you redeem it, but I already redeemed a drink there. Let's say in the past 3 days. So the idea is you can redeem a drink and then go back 30 days later to that same venue and redeem a drink again. So theoretically, it's 12 drinks a year from up to 60 different places with the mobile app.
Super good
Yeah.
look. You're the king of providing value.
Yeah.
Man, I love it, especially in this 21st century. Like, what good are we to any place if we're not providing value to them? Because you know how hard it is to get into the big boy's door or big girl's door. Man, it's so tough because they're getting hit up countless times a day.
Right.
They to the point where it's you get ghosted more often than not.
Right.
90% no's, 10% yes.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of providing value.
Yeah.
Jack Sussman, I love you, brother. I'm so glad we were able to connect again tonight. Thanks for coming out to Lincoln
thanks for
Drink,
having
brother.
me, for sure.
Thrifty hipster, mother sucker. Of course. It is always okay if someone films. Eric, you big boy. You and Eric came here. Get that in your face.
Yeah.
You and Eric came in here. You guys are dressed to the nine, dog. What is going on right now? Please tell me you guys left something really important before you came here.
No, we didn't. We dressed out just for this because we learned one thing. You walk into a thing like this and people look at you. The quickest way to talk to people is to give them something to talk about.
Absolutely. Dude, that jacket, I'm jealous of that jacket.
Yeah, man.
Oh
We like it. We like it. It's a good one.
Okay, I just met you officially. I heard you on the Back Pocket Podcast.
Yep.
Our boys who will be here pretty soon. And then we just officially met each other at their 2-year anniversary a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we had you and your girl had a great conversation that night.
Absolutely.
About kind of where everything's going, especially the sobriety network and stuff like that. And you are really doing a lot for the community.
Yeah, we're trying to, man.
And that's kind of it's almost like an oxymoron. I'm not drinking either. And it's kind of like an oxymoron where you're providing these benefits and then we're here at Lincoln Drink. All the while you can be sober and you can still come and provide value to a community, whether you drink or not, in the game of networking and young professionalism.
Exactly.
So what exactly are you doing for the community? Because it's a very interesting story.
Yeah, man, we're trying to bridge the gap, especially for families. That's our biggest thing here is I went through the process. My dad was a really bad addict. I saw the meetings. I went to treatment with him. I saw how the system worked. And there was a big gap for the families. Everything required you to go to something, go to Al-Anon, go to counseling, go to this, that, and the other. But a lot of people are afraid to. There's such a stigma around addiction in this nation that the first step is getting people to accept their problem and seek help. And that's a big first step. So where I come in with my company, Addiction U, is bridging that gap and providing in-home resources. So we're a content company. We're a media company. We create courses, videos, podcasts, interviews, anything that you can take in on your day-to-day life in a more passive setting. Download a course straight to your phone, lay in bed, watch it, take something away from it. We do really good interviews, industry experts, recovering addicts, their loved ones, to really teach you what needs to be taught in this space. Everything in K through 12 education is fact-based. Here's the data. Here's a stimulant versus depressant and a scary picture of a guy on meth, and that's what you're supposed to walk away with. And it just doesn't work. Yeah. You see DARE right now, they're getting about a 40% resonation rate with our youth, and it's just not working. Yep. And so we're really trying to come in and just fill that gap in the system and provide resources in a way that's fun, educational, and that people can resonate with. And that's ultimately our goal in the space.
We talked quite a bit about DARE.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they would just throw those goggles on and and think that we weren't going to drink when we hit high school.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And try to scare you out of it. Yep.
Or that creepy dog talking to his high owner in those commercials.
Mr. McGruff.
Yeah. I wonder if Smokey's still preventing forest fires.
Yeah, makes you wonder.
Yeah, because California's on fire right now. They need some more Smokey in their life.
No joke.
You're in the public speaking circuit as well, correct?
Yeah, we enjoy getting into that, yeah.
So, do you speak at high schools?
Oh, man, that's where I got my start. This whole thing, 5 years ago, started as a class project where I just wanted to tell my story. I was like, okay, this K through 12 education curriculum stuff isn't doing it.
Yeah.
I saw this, affect my entire life. And what you're telling me is like a quarter of the story.
Yeah.
So that's where I started. I just went to my counselor and said, hey, can I tell my story to a few classes? And they gave me 3-4 classes over the semester. I gave my spiel. I told them my story. I told them why it matters, why they should listen, those kind of things, and really kind of painted a picture. And at the end of the semester, that counselor came back to me and said she had a whole bunch of new kids coming into her office, and they'd mentioned me. And we proved right there that we could resonate. And that was the biggest thing that's missing. And from there, it's been history. It's been one school to another, to getting into the universities and doing speaking events to high schoolers, private ones. Sometimes we get paid, sometimes we do them for free, man. But we just do as many as we can regardless.
So where does your confidence come from?
Oh, man, my confidence was something that was forced upon me. It was a realization that if you weren't going to be confident and go get your own identity, that the one that was given to you by your parents and by the system wasn't going to get you anywhere. You know, do you want to be the son of an addict and use that as an excuse and never get anywhere? Or do you want to be Jay Laricus and go out and make your own and have a mission and have goals and share them with the world? And that's what I did.
I'm going to ask you the cornball question.
Yeah, give it to me.
What's your why?
What's my why? You know, I get this all the time in a social-based business, and I think my why is more other people's identities, and that's a really weird way to put it, but I think that's the biggest piece in this, is I have a unique gift that I can just really help people kind of funnel down who they are as a person, and that allows them to create an identity for themselves. That creates a perception that they can then market to the world, and that gives them something bigger than their past. And I think my ability to really sort through that and understand people and talk to people and listen to people is my why, and that's kind of why I'm here and doing what I do, and I've just found a way to channel it in a way that works.
So what's next for Jay Laricus?
Yeah, what's next? So we're in the midst. We're shooting a lot of film. We're shooting a lot of content. We have our own podcast coming up that we're going to be dropping here in the next month or so. So that's the big thing that pertaining to business. As far as my personal life, man, I'm working. I actually made a bold move. This is actually the first time I've ever announced this. I have taken a break from my college education to pursue this opportunity in front of us right now. And I've put it on hold, and I'm all in.
All in. This dude is taking the leap.
We're taking the leap, and yeah, big decisions, but we talked to mom, we talked to all the right people, and you know, that's why we do it. So
let's go, dude. And anything you need from us, you know we got you.
Absolutely, man. I love it.
Did you walk here?
No, I didn't. I do live nearby.
That's
but
what I was saying. You were telling me you live kind of close.
Yep. No, we drove. It's a little chilly out today.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Well, thank you. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram at TheAddictionU on Instagram or www.addictionu.com on the good old interweb.
There we go, brother. Peace out.
Awesome.
Jenna, the founder of Twin Cities Collective.
Hi.
Two of my very good friends told me about you during our Gary Vee process.
Okay.
It was Giselle Ugardi and Matt Weist. And they're like, dude, because we're looking like, like influencer networks that we had to tap into up in the Twin Cities. And they're like, you got to get a hold of Jenna, the founder of Twin Cities Collective. And we have since connected.
Yeah.
And like, I just love what you're doing because it seems like I came in late with the Twin Cities Collective, but it seems like you started it at a perfect time when everybody, all these like our young network, young motivated influencer, LLC owners, founders, they needed that glue piece. And it seems like the Twin Cities Collective has become that.
I mean, when I was graduating college, I was just talking to some people out here at this event, and they're like right out of college. And I remember that so vividly because I did not have a network and I didn't know how to find a network. And so over time, I just started collecting people that I met at like blogging events. I was a blogger, which is like such a weird word now, like influencers, like the new blogger. But I like had a blog and I was like, oh, I'm a Minnesota blogger. And there was like a bunch of like Facebook groups that were super dead. And it's kind of a weird story. I actually took over Twin Cities Collective from somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But it was really small. Like this was like 2.5 years ago. It had about 800 followers on Instagram and about 150 people in the Facebook group. And then there was another group that I took over too, because like both of them were empty, and I merged them together.
Okay.
And so there was about 400 in the Facebook group, and just from there we've just grown it. And I had a vision because I was like, I want to do events. I want to build this online community and then take it offline because we're all in the same area. We can meet each other. You know, and so that's kind of how it started, and it's just grown. I've added on a podcast, you know, added on all these, and now it's become like a business too. So it's kind of a lot of things. But
you have become that glue piece. And it's with your days. You have these select days. Can you kind of go down? The Thursday in the collective is one I really like. Can you kind of go down the days?
So Mondays, we every other Monday it's different. So Mondays is job board, which is people looking for jobs or people hiring. And then every other Monday is collaboration. So if you're looking to collaborate with someone, if you're looking just to network, you can post about that, or you're looking to just meet people. Tuesdays is promotion. So if you have a business or something that you want to promote, anything, literally promote, because we don't allow anything on the walls that are self-promotional. It's only questions because I want it to be more discussion-based. And then Wednesday is blog post and Instagram post promo.
Okay.
So you post about your latest blog post or your latest Instagram post or like a video. I also put YouTube on there. That's where you promote that. And then Friday is a follow Friday. So we usually do either Instagram, Pinterest. We used to do Twitter, but no one ever posted on that. and then Facebook page.
Okay.
So it kind of, but Instagram is by far our biggest and most successful follow thread because everyone's on Instagram, and that's our biggest platform too. So that's kind of how the Facebook group works for that.
And now the collective has the swipe up feature.
It does. We hit 10,000 in April. It was like the best day of my life. I was like, I can finally swipe up, and it's amazing. So
Okay, so we stopped at Wednesday. What about Thursdays?
Yeah. Thursdays is event promo. And then Fridays is the Follow Friday.
Yep. Oh, Follow Friday.
Yep. So, sorry, Thursdays is event. So, like, if you have an event or if you know of someone, like, that's a great way to find out about events. So, I feel like, have you posted your event?
Yep. Absolutely.
So, I think that it's a great way, because people are always like, how do you find out about all these events? I'm like, it's in my own group. Like, you can see it on the thread. Like, Facebook is a great way to find out about events. I mean, Eventbrite, I found Eventbrite events. I just search, like, networking, and it's a great way to find events around town.
I really like what Eventbrite has done. They've really made it so easy, user friendly to match up with our Instagrams,
Facebook,
with our Facebook, and it's very seamless. I really like it.
Yeah, they have the new buy tickets on Instagram, which I think is great because I do everything through Eventbrite because it's a pretty good, like, I mean, they take a portion of obviously every sale, but it's like they make it so easy.
It's not a Ticketmaster portion.
That's true. That's true. And also, it's just for anyone because I'm sure with Ticketmaster you have to be like you have to be affiliated with something, and
it's ridiculous. And with Ticketmaster, a lot of the times, some bigger venues they have a Ticketmaster partnership. Yeah. So it hurts booking and promoting. The promoters, it really hurts you just because the percentages they take. And then the consumer actually bites the bullet.
For sure.
And the cool thing with Eventbrite, you can throw your free events like we do with this one, and you just throw it up there.
Yeah, and I think it's great for both free. I've done both free and paid events, and it's interesting the turnout though. Free events you don't get as many just because people have no skin in the game, but it's good to know like that people were interested in it too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So in regards to the events you're throwing, can you kind of break down what type of event you're throwing?
So lately we've mostly been just doing workshops. I teach a lot of them, but we did, like last year we did a Pinterest workshop, which was great because a lot of people don't realize how much strategy you can do with Pinterest. You can get, it's a search engine. It's like Google. So if you utilize Pinterest in a great way, you can get a lot of traffic to your website. And then I mostly do Instagram workshops. So growing your Instagram, our upcoming one, which is happening March 20th. If you're listening to this when this comes out, that is going to be on Instagram Stories and IGTV, which just came out last year. There hasn't really been a lot of workshops on IGTV because I went to school for video. So that's like a really big part of my life. And so, and then we just do like a lot of ones on how to sell on Instagram. It's a lot of more strategy and marketing on Instagram, not just like how to get more followers, but how to actually use it as a marketing tool.
How do you feel about the follow, unfollow game?
I talk about that in my workshop. I'm not a fan, obviously. I mean, but you do have to engage. I always say, comment. Like instead of follow and unfollow, comment and give a good comment because people will follow you back. Like you will. And it's just a kind of a waiting game. I mean, it took me 2.5 years to build what I have, which is 14,000. So it's like, it takes time, but it's been consistent growth the whole time. Like we have never like dipped or gone like skyrocketed. It's just been very, very, very consistent growth. And it's just word of mouth. And that's the other thing I talk about in my workshops is half of Instagram marketing is going to networking events and talking about your Instagram. Like today I just had 3 people follow me because I told them about my Instagram. And so they like following me from that. Then they tell their friends and then they follow us. So it's a lot more of offline networking to build your Instagram as much as it is on the actual app itself. What's
the favorite connection you made?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I was part of a mastermind last year. It was all women, and it was at Modern Well, which is an all-women's co-working space in Minneapolis. And I met this woman. Her name is Yasna Berza, and she's amazing. And I met her through Instagram, through someone who I met through the collective, who ended up becoming a co-worker at a co-working space I worked at. So then I met Yasna because this one woman told me to meet her, and she and I now I'm actually speaking at her mastermind this Sunday, and it's just amazing connections that you meet that you would never find. So yeah, that's just one of my favorites.
We're going to be talking soon.
Yes.
We're going to come to your studio here in a couple weeks. Yeah, so I record at a studio in Golden Valley, and there's some space there that we can definitely sit down. There's some soundproof rooms, which is great. I'm up here all next week.
Yes, we'll definitely do that because Ian is amazing. He's been doing the podcast for me for over a year now, and it's if you're looking for a space in the Twin Cities to do a podcast like with professional like soundproofing and everything. Studio Americana. It's amazing.
Let's go. Yeah, they just started following me. Are you?
Yeah, I'm doing the socials.
Yeah, so
I
that
follow
explains
everyone.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, Jenna. I appreciate it.
I mean, Ian is he's great at what he does, which is audio producing, but marketing is something he's never really done. So I'm really just taking over for him with that.
That's so awesome.
It's great. Yeah.
Twin Cities Collective. Make
Yes.
sure you follow them. We
Yeah.
gotta go do giveaways.
Yeah, that I want one. So
Let's go
do
do
it.
some giveaways.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Jenna.
Yep.
All right, Kwame, baby. What does Link and Drink mean to you?
Listen, Link and Drink. If you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're somebody that has any type of passion for anything and you want to get it going, this is the place to be. Right here, Link and Drink. He's going to be doing this every month, right?
Bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly. And this is a place to come and network with people, like-minded people, young entrepreneurs, whatever it is. You never know who you're going to meet at something like this. And it might spark some creativity in you that you didn't know you had. And all of a sudden you're here and you're networking, you're sharing drinks with people you've never met before. And it's an amazing experience. And shout out to Stationary Astronaut and shout out to Social Butterfly for putting this together. I mean, not a lot of people have opportunities like this. And I think it's very inspiring. And we need a lot more stuff like this. And I'm just happy to be here, man. I mean, it's absolutely amazing.
Let's not get it twisted, though, because the covert events are what got this bad boy rocking.
Listen. Look, we're gonna bring the art factor to this thing, and we're gonna. This is gonna continue to grow, you guys. This is just the beginning of this event, and this is really gonna turn into a series, I think, and it's gonna grow to the point where we're gonna have to move it over to the convention center and start selling tickets, and you know what I mean? Like this is the direction I think that this is heading. Right now, I mean, it's packed in there, and you got all types of different business owners. You know, in our industry, in the clothing industry, a lot of times we're just around people that are doing textile manufacturing or clothing brands, but you come out here and you start interacting with all different types of business owners, and I think that is what makes this so unique, is to not only meet different entrepreneurs, but in industries and different things that you never thought that you would ever be around. And then you leave here and all of a sudden your mind is in a different place than it was when you came in here. And for me, when I'm always thinking about clothing, now all of a sudden I'm talking to somebody that's doing a yoga experience with liquor, and I'm going, damn, you know, that's crazy. Like, how could we do something like that? Or how it's so interactive, and I love that. This is a place that is really going to spawn ideas and creativity, and I think that's what it's all about. You know, it's authentic, it's genuine, and it's amazing people here.
Now you're an eccentric cat.
Ooh. Oh, baby, I'm eccentric.
Bro, you are bringing the Motorola Razr back.
Get this. Come on. It's come, and you see Samsung announced it.
Yes.
It's official. You know what I mean?
Do you think you played a role in that?
Did I play a role in it? I mean, I jettisoned that whole thing. I mean, it 100% started on my chest with a covert bag, rocking it. You know what I mean? And the nostalgic, it's crazy. I have crazy hair and everything else, and the thing that people notice, the first thing is the Motorola's every single time. Like, I don't even matter anymore. It's just a phone.
What caused you to change your Facebook name to Jennifer Aniston?
Well, I mean, she is my wife, and she didn't have a Facebook page, so I thought that since we're together, I would just kind of take on her identity as well and just kind of do it for her because I love her so much. Yeah. And that's my baby, man. You know, Jennifer Aniston, that's the love of my life. Shout out Jennifer Aniston. Shout out my wife, please.
So, what's next for Covert?
Covert. Well, we're actually going through a little rebranding right now, and kind of going back to our roots of where it started with the artwork and with the community. And we spent a year and a half trying to get into department stores, do the trade shows, do the whole thing. And we realized that with Blake in his owning Visionary Manufacturing, we don't need to be wholesaling to stores. We need to be focusing on being a direct-to-consumer brand and going back to the artwork in the community and everything that started it, and we'll just do it all on our own. And so that's where we're back. We're back to that. And we were out and we did LA Men's Market. We won a scholarship to Agenda Las Vegas, and we went and did that. And we're pitching to all these stores and these buyers. And then we realized that that's not what this is about. This is about the community here in the Twin Cities, the art community that we're trying to give these young artists a platform. We're trying to give them opportunities to turn their artwork into clothing. And it's very mutually beneficial for everybody. We want to put the artists on the map. And I think that's kind of where this whole thing started. Yeah. And so we're back to just focusing on that 100%.
Your guys' jackets are so sick.
Thank you.
That's the one thing out of any article of clothing I get compliments on is the jackets.
Yo.
They're so
piece.
clean, bro.
It's a beautiful piece.
They're so clean because I can wear that out to the East Coast. I can bring it down to Miami when it's rainy. I can bring it down to Houston. I can bring it out to California, obviously.
Yeah.
And I can wear it in the Midwest come springtime.
Yeah. And we're kind of finding that the simplicity in the designs is what people are really liking. Well, we have some of these louder pieces collaborating with the local artists, but that tri-colored windbreaker was one of the products that sold out the fastest for us. And it's very casual, it's sporty, and you can wear it with a lot of different things. And I think that was something that made that piece so desirable for people.
Zippers, baby.
The zippers, baby. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things happening. Love it. We got the map jacket. We're launching a big ad campaign for that. We're going to have a lot of visuals coming out with that. And shout out Brandon again, Social Butterfly, doing all of our content for us. He's the man for that. So having somebody like him around, it just makes the world of a difference. Dude, when you're a brand owner and you constantly need content and you got this guy that is so good at it, it just takes a lot of stress away from us when we're creating.
Our conglomerate is so strong.
It's crazy.
I feel like there's nothing that's we're only going up, bro. All of us, because like the vibes in the room when we're all together, bro, it's just on another level.
In a short period of time, too. Yeah. Like, I think back to, like, when I first met you at Modern Craft, and then all of a sudden it was like, that was over 2 years ago, and then it was like 6 months after that, he's like, I'm bringing Gary Vee to town. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy is for real. And congrats on that, by the way.
Thanks, brother.
I mean, I've talked to you since then, of course, but it's amazing what you did with that.
Yeah, bro, we're just going to keep it moving. We're going to bring a lot more events up to the Twin Cities because we're realizing, the market talks.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's in clothing, events, whatever that may be, the market talks. And unfortunately, down in Rochester, the market just isn't where we as consumers, first and foremost, think it should be.
Sure.
So when you throw events and you're in the promo game, bro, it's all about the market speaking. And fortunately, up here in the Twin Cities, that's our glue piece.
Sure, of course.
It's all love, baby.
What's up with the Prof event? You got two Prof shows?
Yeah. So the first one sold out. That one sold out a month in advance.
Crazy.
And then we got the Eau Claire one coming up April 12th. That one will sell out too. It's selling a little slower. It's only about half sold out right now. We'll get there.
Sure.
Still over a month out.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. When's the one here? Or with the Rochester one?
The Rochester one is March 22nd.
Okay.
The Eau Claire one is April 12th.
Wow.
That one is going to be dope because it's, a bunch of freaking rowdy
Eau Claire's crazy.
college kids.
Eau Claire's crazy. They're going to turn it up.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be insane.
100%, man.
All right, bro. Let's go grab someone else.
I love it.
Dan, baby. Okay, so you're the king of flipping baseball cards.
Basketball and football mostly, but yeah,
Really?
baseball cards too.
Okay, now we can talk because that's what I grew up collecting. Only basketball and football. I
Yep.
was allergic to baseball cards.
Yeah,
It just didn't interest me
Baseball
enough.
is not as fun.
I know.
To be honest.
So, like, when you got your first ever Kevin Garnett rookie card, how did it make you feel?
Oh man, I felt super pumped. Yeah, I remember my dad like buying one for me and bringing it over, and I thought it was like the most valuable thing ever. Yeah,
It was like that, and then Kobe Bryant rookie cards,
Yep.
of course. And then the ones that were, like, untouchable that you couldn't even get were the MJ rookie cards.
Oh yeah.
For a while, there was like a myth going around that, they're $25,000. And I think they were at a time, a certain MJ rookie card.
Dude, they're back up to that. Like,
Are they?
People will grade them because there's been like copies made and
Yeah.
like fakes out there, but people grade them on a scale of like 1 to 10. You
Yeah.
send them into a company. There's ones that fetch closer to 6 figures if they're graded really high.
Yo.
Yeah.
And doesn't Beckett do a lot
Yep.
of grading?
It's Beckett. Yep.
And they kind of like, it's the gold standard where it's like, is it in between 9.5 and 10 is the gold?
That's definitely where you want to hit. But I mean, even ones that get 6, 7, 8s, like they'll still sell for thousands.
For real?
Yep.
Man. So like, do you think Gary Vee, because you and him follow each other,
Yep.
So, do you think Gary played a role in the kind of the reboom of the card trading game?
You know, it's kind of always been there as a subculture.
Yeah.
All along. I think he's opened up even more people to it just because of his following that he has or whatever. But it's always been strong even without him doing that. I just think that he's kind of bringing maybe more mainstream attention to it because it's a strong subculture, but the mainstream has not. It's not as strong as it used to be in like the 70s, 80s, 90s.
It's kind of like the sneakerhead culture.
Yeah.
If the right guy talks about it, all of a sudden, whoosh. If the right guy wears a specific sneaker, all of a sudden they're off the shelves.
Yeah,
you know?
like, so he actually hopped online and was selling some cards like a couple months ago or whatever when we first connected. That's what I do is I sell them online on Twitter. So he was actually, just because of like who he is and the name he has, he was selling cards for way more than they actually like will move for or whatever.
Yeah.
So he opened up a whole new world for that of like, if you're an established person, you can, like, people that follow you want to pay more for this product that you're giving them, basically.
He set a new standard.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, you know, there's those grimy salesmen that will come in and they'll lowball companies, and then all of a sudden they kind of ruin the market.
Yep.
That's kind of anti that, where it's like he actually made the market even more fruitful, I guess you could say.
Yep.
So in regards to, would you consider this a side hustle to you?
It started as a side hustle. Now it's my full-time gig.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
And you're just selling cards?
Just selling cards.
Now, is it just on Twitter, or do you have an Amazon, what is it called? Amazon distributor account, or are you just doing it on Twitter?
I'm 99.9% Twitter. I do a little bit of eBay for like the higher end stuff that I need to just sit there. But Twitter, I just love because it's a social platform. It feels way less warm than like it doesn't feel so cold in like a storefront as if I was just selling on eBay. So
what about Instagram?
Instagram's a good place to meet dudes, but I try to kind of get them over to Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, so you found your niche platform.
Yeah.
And it's hopping.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're living off of it.
Yes,
That's insane, dude. Do you hustle anything else besides cards?
Just cards.
Just cards?
Just cards.
What is your prized possession that you won't get rid of?
That I won't get rid of? Probably I've got a couple of Peyton Manning and Drew Brees autographs that I'll probably just hang on to forever. Yeah.
Does that mark it up or mark it down if it's autographed?
So here's the thing. So if you go to the player and get them to sign a card, depending on what the card is, it could actually make the value go up or down. Say because the player's autograph itself might be worth like, let's just make an example. Like a player's autograph might be worth $75.
Yeah.
So if you got a card where there's a really small print run, like say there's only 5 of them, maybe it's selling for $200. If you get it signed, it might bring it down to the autograph's value.
Yep.
But when you get, like when you open those packs you see in like a Target or a card shop, if you get an autograph out of there, it's certified by the company. So that's where it's going to be more valuable. Because if you get it in person, people are buying it off of the word that you have that you got the player to sign it versus the company that has a certification.
Yeah.
So,
because I had heard that where I went and got an autograph on this card and it brought the value down, which is like,
which
wait a
seems
minute.
weird.
Yeah, it seems backwards.
But like, yeah, since someone just has to buy off of your own word, that's why it will sell for less.
That's interesting, man. Do you remember the days when like they had the cutouts of the jerseys in the cards?
They still do that too. Yeah.
Now those are game worn jerseys, correct?
Yeah, so most of the time, yes. If it's a rookie card, they call it a relic because it was only worn in like a player photo shoot.
I got you.
But once they've played through games, you can look at the back of a card and it will tell you if it was game used or not.
Oh, dude, what's the favorite card that you've had, whether it was growing up or now, that you're just like, dude, that was the one? Because we always have those ones, and I already know mine.
Yeah. So I'd have to say for me, it was actually this just base Randy Moss card that I had, but I got it autographed at a training camp as a kid. And Randy Moss was not like a great signer.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
He was kind of a dick.
Kind of a dick.
Yeah,
but,
kind of a
so
dick.
So the thing is, like, this was right after he got in trouble with like the police. There was like some story where like he hit a cop and like gave her a little ride for a little bit.
Yep.
So he was kind of trying to be really good looking in the public eye for a while. And my dad had brought my brother and I to a training camp, and people were throwing stuff at Randy Moss and they were like cursing at him and stuff like that. And some people were asking for autographs, and you could tell he was just annoyed so bad. And my brother and I like reached out with a card. We're like these little kids, and he walked up to the fence, and all these adults are like pushing against us and cursing at him and stuff. And he looked at them and he was like, "Back the fuck off of those kids." And he took my brother and I's card, signed them, and then just walked to the locker rooms. I will never forget that. I'll never let go of that card. Like that's my favorite card, hands down.
Bro, it's like, talk about timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Because I remember his rookie year, we were down. No, this wasn't his rookie year. What am I thinking? It was Dante Culpepper's rookie year. And Moss wasn't signing anything. Chris Carter would sign a couple things. And Moss was just, he'd always ignore you with a towel on his head. In between practice, he'd just ignore you. Dante Culpepper gave me his autograph, and I wanted Randy Moss because he was kind of mecca for us, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just very interesting, bro. And I remember there's one card that was circulating where one of his gloves, and it was a game photo, and one of his gloves was missing a finger. It was missing, we didn't know if it was like photoshopped or not, but that specific card was like worth more money just because the glove was missing a finger. And it's like little, almost like glitches in the system that can kind of skyrocket the price of a card.
Right.
I remember there was this Kobe Bryant rookie card where it was him wearing these Oakleys. Talk about influence. Kobe Bryant wearing these Oakleys in one of his photos on a card, and sure enough, that was like my go-to card. I had to have those Oakleys. Mom, when you're in Mexico, get me the Folkley pair. You know what I'm saying? It's just the influence of the card market and like what it did to us as kids. So like when I was a little kid, I wasn't selling them. We were just trading them. So bro, you got that KG rookie card? Well, what's it going to take to get up? It's going to take 2 Glenn Rices and Alonzo Mourning. You know, it's going to take all these. And it's like, it was like kind of it was how we would pretty much make props, dude, and how we would, hustle early on as little kids, where it's like, bro, we had to find leverage some way, somehow. If you got that Kobe Bryant rookie card, or you had that, I remember there was this Tony Kukoc card that was going around that was really rare, and everybody wanted it after they won the 97 championship, you know?
Yep.
Just like, those cards bring you down memory lane. It's kind of like smelling something, and it brings you back to grandma's house.
Yep.
Same thing when you see these cards.
Yep.
You know where you were. Like I was in a tent in my mom's backyard, me and 4 of my best friends sleeping out, and we were trading cards all night long. And you either woke up depressed because you got hustled the night before, or you woke up feeling glorious because you won out the night. You know?
Exactly. I've got these this book of cards that my great grandma gave me.
Yeah.
When I was maybe like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old or whatever, that I've just kept, and they have no value.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're mass produced.
Yeah.
Like nobody's in the NFL or whatever. But I can honestly say, if she never gave me those cards, like I wouldn't have this business today.
For real.
So I've kept that book of cards forever. Like that's what got me into collecting sports cards.
Yeah.
And she didn't even care about sports, but when she heard she was having her grandson, like she started kind of watching the NFL and the NBA, and then wanted to like get into that, to have conversation pieces with me, and bought those cards, gave them to me, and then that's what got me in. So like honestly, if she didn't give me those, like I don't know what I'd be doing today. It wouldn't be this probably.
Granny did her research.
Great grandma.
Your great grandma?
Yeah.
It set you up.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'll never forget the first time I got hustled. It was actually that pennant that I had Dante Culpepper's autograph and a bunch of other linemen's autographs and stuff. I think I got Jim Kleinsaucer's autograph on it. And I sold it to my stepdad, my mom's boyfriend at the time. This is in like 2000. I sold it to him for $20. He turned around and he put like Randy Moss rookie cards on it. He put some other players' rookie cards and like Chris Carter cards on it and stuff. And he put it in a big thing with it was basically something you hang up on your wall, right? He freaking turned around and sold it to my mom for $100.
Oh my gosh.
So he hustled the shit out of me, dog.
You're a little kid.
Straight hustled me, but I wanted it back because I felt like shit after I sold that pennant, you know?
Yep.
I got greedy for $20. Idiot, dude.
I've been hustled before.
Have you?
I remember my friend, my neighbor, like he had just gotten, I had never seen a jersey card before, like those ones you were talking about. And he had this Wally Zerbiak, like game used jersey card.
No.
And he was like, hey, you can have this if you give me your Kobe Bryant rookies. And I was like, all right. And my dad was like, what did you do?
How many Kobe rookie cards
I
did you
gave
give
him like 3.
Yo.
It was stupid.
Dude. So what kind of card do you think you're making the most money off of nowadays?
I deal a lot in autographed cards
Okay.
for sure, and those like game used cards.
Yeah.
I run my sales on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I mean, those could be a card that's worth $1 all the way up to 100.
Yeah.
So I just like buying off of guys that open lots of packs.
Yeah.
And then they'll just ship me whatever they don't want out of there. Like
Yeah.
they're primarily collectors, they're not sellers.
Yeah.
So they'll take those specific pieces they want out of there, send me all the other autographs, and then
Yeah.
I'll just flip those.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
move. So you have your
So I've got
distributor.
Specific guys. Yep.
Where'd you have to go to find them?
I found them through Twitter.
Really?
Just like my first 6 months on Twitter, I just communicated with the community and
Yeah.
made friends on there, and then slowly moved into selling. So
Well done.
I had good relationships
Yep.
built.
It's all about building relationships.
Totally, and it still is. Even as selling, like I've never wanted to lose that relationship aspect.
That's so cool, man. And that's kind of what we try to do at Lincoln Drink, too. It's all relationship based.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of value can I provide to you? If you meet one person out of this event that can help you out in some way, shape, or form,
Yep.
bro, that's a win for us.
Dude, yeah,
know?
this is really cool. By the way,
Hey,
I just had to say this
much
is my
love,
first
man.
one.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
out, man. I'm so glad. And Ben Eberts just introduced us, the founder of New Day, New Drink.
Yeah, and he's the one that got me to come here. So yeah, shout out to him.
Ben, just providing value. New Day, New Drink. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow him on Instagram. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so you can find my card sales on Twitter. It's at DMN Takeover.
DMN Takeover?
Yep, and then you can also find my just personal Instagram. It's at Dan Noethe. That's DANNOETHE.
Yo, NOET. Oh, right here, baby boy.
Yeah.
I'll follow
that's
you
my personal
from
Instagram.
From both of them, dude.
Sweet.
So, do you live up here?
Yeah, I actually just live in the Uptown area.
You do?
Yep.
You're stuck with us forever now. Forever, dude. NOE, right there. I'm following you, bro.
Sweet.
Much love. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Scotty Skyline.
How's it going?
That's your nickname from here on out.
I love it.
Okay, so anyone who has seen me in Colorado taking pictures with sunglasses on, down in Texas, down in Arizona, it was raining in California. I didn't put them on once. Those were my man Skyline Specs. Scotty, like, what got you into making custom sunglasses?
All right, so
Get in that microphone.
right here.
Yeah.
So we started it for a class project.
Yep.
First intro project, entrepreneurship project at St. Thomas. Basically, we had to come up with a product, go out, sell like $200 worth, try to create a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And two things happened before that. I wanted wooden sunglasses for Christmas. I did not get those. Also, just kind of noticed the trend of Minnesota, Minneapolis becoming more popular. So wanted to create a brand that represented both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of all got wrapped up into Skyline Specs. Just kept rolling with it, kept doing it through the summer, and I've been doing it ever since. So
It's so insane because, like, having the Skyline on the side of the sunglasses is so smart because, man,
Thank
like
you.
I was out in Colorado and God, what was the company called? It was just like Colorado Sunglass Company or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And they had the mountain range on the
pretty
side, and I was
sweet.
like, dude, that's brilliant, man. And then when I met you, I was like, dude, you're tapping into the right vein, man.
we've got Denver. We've got Denver on
You
there,
got
too.
Denver?
Yeah.
The Skyline of Denver? Mm-hmm. What about Seattle?
Yep. We got Seattle.
Yo,
We
see,
got-
dude, that's the
There we go.
freaking move, bro. That is the move. It's so clever. And then you tap into that market. So have you started running social media ads in Denver?
So mainly right now, we're kind of going, we really like the Back Pockets whole thing about focusing on their sandbox in Minneapolis.
Yep.
So we've kind of been doing that too. And then somebody in Minneapolis will know somebody in LA,
Yeah.
New York. They're from there. They
Yeah.
moved here. So then they'll buy the other pairs. That's our main thing.
I got you.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out to Robbie Ware, website genius, marketing expert. Just had to give him a shout out over there.
freaking
So,
Rob over here.
That's right.
Just killing the game, dude.
If he wants the mic, it's all his.
Dude, Robbie's just fully focused. Killing the game. Okay, so in regards to your e-commerce, is it popping yet?
Yeah, it's been really good. So it's kind of a mix. We do a good percentage of online sales,
done a lot with Instagram and influencer marketing to kind of push that. And then we also sell to all different stores. So like we really like the whole local aspect, local gift stores, people that I've actually like gone in, pitched, told my story, they know it, and then they're sharing it with other people. So that's been a great way to send more people to the website. And then we do custom stuff, so like different companies, corporations as gifts and stuff too. So that's kind of our strategy so far. But
Let's get a sick video made, and let's run some funnels in Denver. Let's run some funnels in Seattle, and let's see what it can do for your e-commerce numbers.
I like it.
Okay?
Yeah, no, I'm down.
So let's have that be a goal for June.
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
For boating season?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's have it be a goal.
Yes.
You hear that? You hear that? So what we're going to do is we're going to run some dope videos per pair of sunglasses, and then we'll run some funnels in the Denver market, in the Seattle market, wherever you have Skylines on glasses. We'll run funnels for them. We'll run 3 funnels per market, and we'll see where the numbers go. We'll do it. We'll get the videos done in May, and we'll start running them in June, and we'll see what it does to the boat season.
I like it.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Deal? Let's get it, boys. This is what we do at Lincoln Drink.
I love it.
This is what we do. Dr. Skyline, where can people find you?
www.skylinespecs.com, Instagram @skyline_specs. Shoot us a DM. We just got some cool pop sockets. We'll give you a free one.
Let's go, baby.
There we go.
Jackson, what has Lincoln Drink done for you?
Lincoln Drink has connected me with all the movers and shakers of the Twin Cities.
Oh, Jackson, loosen up, baby boy. Yo, we got Mr. Fingerprint. Okay, so what you just heard prior to this is we were doing a cut for, we're doing a video right now, live on the show. Jackson, what has, hold on. Oh, stickers for everybody. Social butterfly stickers.
I love that.
Thank you, Brandon. I love it so much. Jackson, what has Lincoln Drink done for you?
Lincoln Drink has connected me with the next generation of the movers and shakers in the Twin Cities. All of the real hustlers and like-minded people who might not be where they want to be yet, but they're all motivated to go get there.
That was pretty good.
Getting there. We're getting there. All right. So how?
Less time on the angle.
Yeah, less time.
Maybe more firm. Whatever you have.
More firm, dude. Let's get firm with this. This is cool because people are going to see the recap, and then they're going to hear us recording the recap.
Yeah, this is super cool.
Jackson, what has Lincoln Drink done for you?
Lincoln Drink has connected me with... Sorry, one more time. I forgot where I was. All right.
Dude, loosen up, baby boy. Loosen up, dude.
So maybe...
Let's get loose. Yeah, baby boy.
There we go.
Jackson.
Yes?
What has Lincoln Drink done for you?
No, we can't do that. I can't say yes. Why do I not have a Bluetooth headphone? My headphones aren't Bluetooth, and it's 2019.
Hey,
So,
these are to keep radiation out of your freaking skull, dog.
We balling on a budget or what?
No, no, dude. I quit using Apple Buds because, these ones I got them from the Primal Hacker.
I do like that. Okay, I take it back.
Okay. Oh, that explains it. Okay, Jackson, what has Lincoln Drink done for you?
Lincoln Drink has connected me with the next generation of movers and shakers in the Twin Cities.
So, where is it taking you in your business?
It's connected me with a couple key individuals that I think the connections will play out maybe 1 month from now, 1 year from now. But either way, I think they're just good people to have in your circles. Because I think it was you that said it the other day. High tides raise all ships. So it's good to have that circle.
We're so connected. God, I love it, dude.
That's so good.
We're so dialed in.
Yeah.
Do you remember, dude? Do you remember that night you won the award for 10 young outstanding Minnesotans?
I sure do.
Bro, you were like on another level. You were like on another cloud. Spencer, he got up on stage, bro. He had all the old ladies tear jerking, dude. It was like a circle jerk of tears in that room that night.
Yeah, they completely butchered my slideshow.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no nothing came up. They're like, all right, Jackson, just come up. I'm like, all right. And then it was honestly easier to
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you got this.
Yeah.
Be smooth, be clean. Ready?
Yep.
Jackson, what has Lincoln Drink done for you?
Lincoln Drink has connected me with the next generations of movers and shakers in the Twin Cities.
Have you made any strong connections that have taken a place in the business world?
Yes, I met some. Yes, I hate that word.
Dude, I keep fucking up the second question.
We're gonna get there. Let's do it one more time.
He's gone now.
Okay.
He gave up on us.
All right.
Okay, so you had that big order. You had that big order for Fingerprint. Okay. And how did that make you feel when you got that big order?
It made me, like, originally, like, I don't know if you've ever had the feeling where you're in your own living room and you're just, like, pacing, just, like, fucking, like, flexing your arms, you're throwing shit, you punch a chair just because you're so excited.
Yeah.
That's how I felt originally. And then instantly, right after that, got really nervous of, like, you know, 'cause it's easy for me to talk my way into situations. Then once I get in there, I'm like, all right, I got to back this all up.
Yeah.
And so, then it was just like, I got to get to work.
Yeah.
And, you know, just go for that first 3 or 4 days of really just like, I got to make sure this is all perfect. 'Cause this is my big order. And it's like, this is a client where, you know, we're all getting in the point of our lives where I think strengthening relationships is more important than just making new ones.
Yeah.
And I think making new ones is obviously great, but you know, when you get an order like this could be a client that reorder, you know, where you get their budget for the year and that's it, right?
This order was enough to pay for your CNC printer.
It was damn close.
Damn close.
Yep.
And like that was a big investment for your company.
Exactly. That was the move. And to have that order was the best order I've done. You know, they've all been pretty good, but that one especially was really good. You know, it was just one of those orders that everything went better than expected. You know, like we got it there on time. It was better quality than we thought it was going to be. We made a little bit more money than we thought we were gonna, and all around it just made it. Especially because this was after, you know, 6 or 7 months of me taking a step back.
Yeah.
Of me like putting my ego a little bit away, getting a part-time job, keeping the cash flow going, throwing it all back into the business. Because prior to that, I was self-employed, but the business at the end of the year, on our tax form, we had no profit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, well, in order for me to actually grow this, I either need to make more money or stop taking as much money. And so it's like, we'll do both. Yeah. And so you had to take a step back. So there was a lot of work put in. And then for that order to come in after we get the laser, I learned how to this new machine. I developed the products and all that jazz. For have it to end up profitable is just like, you know, it's a win. It's a win. And it feels good. And now...
You earned it, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And now... It's to the point where, you know, now I got to focus and just like, because that was proof of concept.
Yeah.
Right? I know it's going to work. I know it's going to profit. I know everything about it is going to be great. The manufacturing, the quality, all of that's great. Yeah. Now it's like, I just got to keep selling those products and I can't veer off because I've kind of veered off. And I took a project where I'm doing like a big sign and awning project, which is still kind of in my realm of what I can do, but it's more of like contractor. Yeah. And now I just learned a bunch of new stuff of like, I got to get city permits and bonds. And it's like, it turns out you can't just like screw an awning to a building and it's like, call it good. You know, and so like, that's all great experiences. Another, you know, leaf to the tree of knowledge, but you know, is that I got to stay focused in the direction of corporate gifts or else it's just going to become, you know, just this thing of me taking jobs.
Yep. And 10Xing that idea is very important, especially when it's it's something that will never end. Corporate gifts will, as long as money is being spent with corporations, they want to gift the people who are spending money, and then they will come keep you ticking.
Yep.
And you get it because you've already been making some stellar corporate gifts. You made some for some of our sponsors, for Quick Trip, Powers Ventures, Beneke Builders, with the coasters, and you made us some stationary astronaut ones. Dude, those are A1 type gifts. And then I've seen some of the ones you've been making, bro. It's just sick. It's sick. And like if you 10X that, and because all of us like side gigs to be a contractor, it's good money.
It's fine.
But there's headaches that come along with it.
You're not building anything.
Yeah. It's kind of soulless.
You're building everything. You're not building anything.
Yeah.
And And I think it's important that, like, you know, completely lost train of thought.
Whatever, dude. I love you so much. Thanks for coming out, bro.
Dude, it's so good to see you.
Where can people find you?
At Jackson L. Jones on Instagram. You can follow the business page at Fingerprint, spelled with no E, because we're cool like that. Then there's an underscore underneath it. So Fingerprint underscore spelled with no E. If you can find that somehow, just go to Jackson L. Jones and you can find my page thing in the bio. But other than that, my phone number is 605.
Okay, this concludes Link and Drink 003. We love you guys.
Yeah, have a good night.